Hey everyone, how are you guys doing today? So, if you don't know this, dealing with MMA and boxing is a full-time gig. Actually, it's more than a full-time gig. You would need like 35, 40 hours a day to deal with MMA and boxing, honestly. Now, am I going to get into Zuffa boxing? I don't know. Dana has signed some talent. I mean, he just signed Jai Opatea. So I think it deserves a watch. I think Dana deserves some time to get his feet under him as far as boxing is concerned. Am I into power slap? No, I just do not get power slap. And I don't think I ever will, honestly. Just not my thing. But kudos to Dana to finding something else to get his hands on, right? But I recently, and by recently, just literally recently, got myself into RAF, Real American Freestyle Wrestling. Now, was I always into wrestling? No, more of a Muay Thai guy. I kind of more like a glory kickboxing guy. But this last RAF card, this last Real American Freestyle Wrestling card, interesting. I mean, and I got into it because of Colby Covington. Honestly, you know, I like the way Colby trash talks. I like Colby's antics. And him against Luke Rockhold was interesting in the fact that Colby actually gave Luke a lot of credit. He called him multiple times a first ballot guaranteed Hall of Famer. You know, did they trash talk each other? Yes, absolutely. But not as much as the two of them double teaming, talking trash to Bo Nickel, who's at the press conference sitting first row. I mean, they tore Bo Nickel a new sphincter together. But before we get into all the RAF stuff, guys, please like the video, share it, watch the video. And if you're not going to watch the entire video, okay, because my analytics are showing that you guys are not watching the entire videos. So please, just have it playing in the background. You can listen to it. Okay, listening to a video is just like watching it as far as I'm concerned. So please do that. Subscribe to the channel. Get your friends to subscribe. And down below in the comment section, you tell me, are you into RAF? Are you into power slap or anything else besides MMA, customary MMA and boxing, you know? Okay, so here's the deal. Colby beat Luke Rockhold. I mean, he whitewashed him 12-0, getting the win by technical fall at RAF 5. I mean, look, he was a champion at 165 pounds in college. Okay. He was really slick on the ground. Now, has his MMA slowed? Well, I would think so, just because he's not active, you know. And God bless Hulk Hogan, right? Now, was Hulk Hogan the founder of this? Yes and no. Okay, the way I think that it went down was Eric Bischoff, who became the chief media officer. I think this was his brainchild, honestly. He probably pitched it to Chad Bronstein, who he brought in, made him the CEO, or it was reversed. It could have been Chad Bronstein who came up with this whole entire baby and pitched it to Eric Bischoff, right? Those were the two probable brainchild ideas from those two. Well, you know what I mean, right? Then they probably brought in Terry Francis, the CEO of Real American Beer, which was another one of Bischoff and Hogan's companies. They brought in 13-time medalist Izzy Martinez to be coach. And then probably the final piece became the face of the company, Hulk Hogan. Because look, if we're talking freestyle wrestling, and wrestlers from WWE, WWF, WCW, are you going to think Hulk Hogan? No, you're not. You know, Kurt Angle, a lot of guys that have passed on, but none really come to mind, you know, besides like Kurt Angle. Okay, now Kurt is involved. You know, Kurt's, you know, does commentary work with Chael P. Sonnen. But Hulk Hogan has always been the centerpiece, you know, the moneymaker for Bischoff. He was in WCW, and once again, so God bless Hulk Hogan for bringing this and putting a face on this. Again, I don't consider Hogan anything part of freestyle wrestling because that wasn't him. Now they used the modified United World Wrestling rules with teaming up with the USA Wrestling rules. It's 3 2-minute periods. Ties are broken by whoever scores last point, which creates a lot of sudden death type matches. A 10-point lead ends the match via technical fall. So I think the rules I still have to question how weight classes work there. Because look, Bo Nickel was supposed to fight Yoel Romero. Yoel missed weight big time. Of course, Yoel's getting ready for a BKFC fight, right? And Bo Nickel wanted no part of Yoel as a catchweight. Which is, you know, Bo Nickel caught a lot of hell for it. But I wouldn't want to fight, you know, Yoel on a catchweight either, you know. So I understand where Bo Nickel was coming from. But there are some fights that really would interest me, honestly. Now look, after Colby beat Rockhold, Colby did the thing that anybody who is a name so far in the 5 cards brings up is they want to fight GSP. And sure, you know, Colby made the argument, you know, the only person ranked higher than him in takedowns in the welterweight division is GSP. But I think GSP is too long in the tooth, honestly, for Colby. I think GSP could still beat Colby in a freestyle wrestling match. But I think he's a little long in the tooth. So I came up with some fantasy-ish type matchups, and they all do have some questions to them because of the weight issue and weight classes. All 5 would probably have to be catchweights, honestly. And let's start off with GSP. I think GSP and Khabib I mean, that match, they teased that in MMA. And shout out to Dana White, because Dana White's letting guys that are under contract to the UFC go do this. You know, he could very easily say, no, you're not. So Dana deserves some props there. But I like GSP and Khabib in freestyle wrestling. You know, let's see what's better, the wrestling or the sambo from Khabib. Plus, Khabib isn't exactly as thin as he was when he was fighting. He's kind of chunked up. He's enjoying life. And I know Chael is a broadcaster with them, but he'd have to give it up for a day. I think Chael and DC. I would, you know, the two of them teased also doing it in MMA, but, you know, I like Chael and DC to do freestyle wrestling. Both have gotten quite chunky. I'd like to see them do this. Kurt Angle is the other broadcaster for RAF. Let him give up the microphone for a day. Him and Henry Cejudo both are high-level Olympic champions. Let Kurt and Henry Cejudo do this in freestyle. Now, weight would be a serious issue there. And I don't know how Kurt Angle's neck would hold up. I mean, his neck is pretty bad. I don't want the guy being paralyzed. But Henry Cejudo and Kurt Angle might be something interesting in freestyle wrestling. Now, there was the talk of John Jones and DC, you know, doing it in freestyle. I don't need to see John and DC mix it up anymore, either in MMA or in freestyle wrestling. But I do have a matchup for John Jones. Look, John and Colby were college teammates and they were roommates. I don't want to see Colby and John. That's just too, you know, big of a difference. But now that John's heavyweight, forget about John and Alex Pereira. Forget about John and Tom Aspinall or John and Cyril Gonigan. Forget that stuff. John and Brock Lesnar. How cool would that be? Look, first of all, Brock's last MMA fight was UFC 200. The controversial no contest fight with Mark Hunt because of the steroids, right? He came into that fight on a 2-fight losing streak to Kane and Overeem. I mean, Brock's last MMA victory was in 2010 against Shane Carwin. It's been a while. You know, both are big guys, John and Brock. You know, Brock is a national champion in freestyle wrestling, so it would be interesting, you know. And John won his national title at what, 197 pounds? He's around 2.25. Him and Brock, baby. Now, I'm saving the best for last. Everyone admits Colby has the gas tank. And Colby proved against Luke Rockhold, still has the gas tank, still on the mat. Colby's hard to beat. There's one person that melts people because of his gas tank. He is the machine. Merab and Colby. Now, weight would be a big issue there. Okay, it would have to be catch weight. I don't see Merab being more than 155. Maybe 160 is pushing it. You know, Kobe won his national title in college at 165, fights at 185. I don't know what Kobe could get down to. But Kobe and Merab is the fifth and the final fun fight I think makes sense. And look, like I said, I'm getting into RAF. You know, again, I wasn't really a freestyle wrestling fan, but it's not bad. It's enjoyable to watch. It really is. Again, personally, I prefer Glory Kickboxing, but again, down below in the comment section, let me know what you think about RAF. Let me know if you're into anything but other combat sport-wise besides just straight up MMA and boxing. Let me know if you like Power Slap. I don't get that. Like and share the video. Hit the subscribe button. Please watch or listen at least to the entire video. Subscribe to the channel. Get your friends to subscribe. And until the next video, it's Cyclone saying, peace out, homies.